Eighth grade action here at SMAC Akron against the Net Rippers. Jeremy Scott here at courtside alongside Kayla Cazell on the camera, and here we go. That's SMAC Akron, who will control. Underneath the hoop, that's up very quickly, up and good for two. That is Hadju, and it is 2-0. SMAC Akron leads the Net Rippers. Net Rippers on the other end. That's Wheeler over to Fusick. Fusick back outside to Butterbaugh. Butterbaugh to Wheeler. Wheeler loses it. That's taken away by Hadju. Up ahead, she comes with it now. On the other end, that's up, and that is good for two, and it's 4-0. SMAC Akron leading the Net Rippers. I just want to give a shout-out to the concession stand here at Denison University because let me tell you something, it's kept us in the game. This product would not be possible right now without that concession stand. It's kept us very well fed throughout the day. On the other end, that's Hadju. She passes it underneath. That's up. That's no good, and that's a rebound, and that is up, and that one does fall for Hurst. And so 6-0 the score. SMAC Akron quickly leads the Net Rippers, and with 13:02 left to play here in the first half, we will go to a break after this timeout. All right, so back to the action and then back to another timeout right here on GBA TV. Net Rippers on offense. And that's a foul. That's going to be a foul on SMAC Akron. That's on Hadju. And that's the first team foul on SMAC Akron. That's Castillo. Inbounds it to Wilkinson. Wilkinson is going to take it to the top. Taking the lane, and she is going to have the ball knocked out of bounds. Good job there by SMAC Akron to get their hands on that one, smack it out of bounds. It will remain the Net Rippers' ball. And then it's stolen on the inbounds pass, stolen away by Bachman. On the other end, nobody between Callaway and the bucket, and it's 8-0. SMAC Akron leads the Net Rippers. Out of bounds over the intended receiver, Fusick's head, and comes back to SMAC Akron. A shout out is necessary to all the administrators of this event, Caleb Graham as well as Luke Hutchison and the Fergusons, Jeff and John, helping to make it happen as always. Inbounds it comes. There is a three-point attempt. That doesn't fall for Callaway. And out of bounds it goes. And that was last touched by the Net Rippers. So SMAC Akron will maintain possession here. And on the inbounds pass in the low post, that one's knocked out of the hands of Bachman. And Hurst will inbound it. Into Callaway. Callaway back to Hurst for three, and that's no good, and that's rebounded by Fannin. Fannin on the putback, that's no good. Another offensive rebound, that doesn't fall, and it's finally taken by the Net Rippers, and then it's taken back by SMAC Akron, and then there's a big collision and a tie-up, and it's SMAC Akron who ends up with it. That's Bachman. Out to Hadju. Into the lane. No good. Rebounded by the Rippers. And that is Wilkinson. And out of bounds and comes back to SMAC Akron here with 11:20 to go here in the first half. Still a lot of basketball to be played, but SMAC Akron up early and up pretty big as Wheeler checks in for the Net Rippers and Wilkinson will check out. And Pickering and Fannin got tied up there. Possession arrow favors SMAC Akron. That's Hadju. Over to Fannin. Into the left corner and Callaway. Callaway. Pass over to Bachman. She'll attempt a three, and she will not make that three, and that'll be chased down by Butterbaugh. So Butterbaugh chases it down for the Rippers. And a little bit of a press here on the part of SMAC Akron. The Rippers able to beat it as Pickering has it. Pickering has it in the front court, and then it's taken away by Callaway. Callaway steals it away for SMAC Akron. Outlet pass up ahead to Hurst. And then that is Hadju who ends up with it, and she's not able to convert on the lay-in, and it's taken by Fusick. Fusick up ahead now. That's to Pickering. Pickering on the drive, and Pickering is going to be called, well, Pickering is going to get fouled, I should say, by Hurst. That's the second team foul on SMAC Akron. As inbounds it comes. And there's a shot. That one doesn't fall for Fusick. And it's taken by SMAC Akron. That's Thomas. Thomas on the rebound. To Kirks. In the left corner. And then it's behind the intended receiver, courted. And major crisis averted on the other floor because there's a game going on over there, as you can see. And that loose ball could have been tripped over, but no harm, no foul. Everybody's okay. And SMAC Akron has it. There's a three-point look. That's no good for Henny. Pulled down by the Rippers. Bank shot is up, and that falls. That one is good for Kern, and she makes it an 8-2 game. On the other end, in the lane, it's Ray. Ray from the elbow into the high post. It goes to Cortad. Outside, there's Kirkus. That one's no good. And then it is a scramble for that loose ball. Ends up in Ray's hands, and Ray on the drive loses it out of bounds. They're going to say no foul. Good defense, and it's going to come back to the Net Rippers. And this one goes out of bounds, and this one goes off of SMAC Akron, so the Net Rippers will inbound it. That is Kern who will do the inbounding. And she does. And foul called. That foul will be on Cortad. That's the third on SMAC Akron. So another inbounds pass forthcoming here for the Net Rippers. We have two. Came courtesy of Kern. Inbounds it comes to Fusick. There's a three-point look, and that is good. Three-point shot falls for Castillo, and that makes it 8-5. Ray. It's Cortad. That's Henny. There's a shot. That one is up, and that's good for Cortad. Her first two of the game. 10-5 now the score. And the tie-up underneath the hoop will favor the Rippers, so they will take this possession arrow. As inbounds it comes, that is to Fusick. That's Castillo. Back over to Fusick up at the top. There's a three-point attempt. That is up, and that is good. Into the lane. That is Kirkus. And she's called for a travel. As Pickering checks back into the ballgame for the Rippers. And checking out will be Kern. And steal on the inbound by Ray. That's something that's no good. Then the putback opportunity, that doesn't fall for Thomas. And there's a scramble for the loose ball. It's the Rippers who end up with it. And that is Pickering. And then there's a loose ball again. And once again, the Net Rippers who end up with that one. That is Fusick. Bounce pass over to Wheeler. Over to Castillo. Castillo puts it up. That one's no good. Taken by Thomas. Thomas is going to take it down the floor, try to take it coast to coast, put it up, and that one doesn't fall for her. Offensive rebound by Ray. And she gives it off. And on the drive, that's a shot. That one is up and no good for Kirkus. Two-point shot doesn't fall. And rebounded by SMAC Akron. And out of bounds it goes. And that's going to, they say, go off of Kirkus. And it will be the Rippers' ball again. And the shot is no good, and it's rebounded by Kirkus. Back down the floor comes SMAC Akron. Ray into the paint, puts it up, and good. 12-7 the score. SMAC Akron leads the Rippers by 5. That's Wilkinson. Swatted away by Thomas. Thomas to the other end. She has the ball knocked out of her hands from behind. Good job by Wheeler to get back on defense. And that'll be Butterbaugh checking back into the ball game here for the Net Rippers. And checking out will be Harmon. Thomas inbounds it, and Henny had a little bit of a problem handling that pass, and out of bounds it goes, and back to the Net Rippers. It's Callaway. Outside to Wheeler, and that's no good. Rebounded there, and Wilkinson has it. Wilkinson kicks it out. There's a shot for Wheeler. That doesn't fall. And it's taken by SMAC Akron. Up ahead with it. That's stolen back. Stolen back by Wheeler. Wheeler pushing it down. Up top to Wilkinson. Over to Castillo. She puts up the shot that doesn't fall, and that's rebounded by Ray. Thomas gives it off to Henny. Henny back outside to Ray. Over to Thomas on the right wing. She'll put up the shot. That doesn't fall for her. And it goes out of bounds, and it will come back to the Net Rippers. As it's a line change here for SMAC Akron. 5 in and 5 out. With 5:35 left to play here in the first half. Up ahead it comes, and that is out of bounds. And SMAC Akron will take possession back. Over it comes and underneath, and then there's a steal. Not able to find the intended receiver, and that's over the head of Wheeler and out of bounds, and back to SMAC Akron it comes. So a lot of turnovers here in the first half. Is in the left corner. There's a shot. That's partially blocked. Good defense there on the part of Butterbaugh. And it's SMAC Akron who ends up with it. It's Hadju. On the drive, on the shot, no good. And pulled down by SMAC Akron. That was Hurst on the rebound. There's Bachman. Bounce pass underneath and bounced outside to Callaway. Callaway to Hadju. Back up top to Hurst. Hurst on the drive, on the shot, no good. And rebounded by the Rippers. And then out of bounds it comes, and it'll be off of the Net Rippers. They're going to say that Wheeler touched it last, and so out of bounds it goes, and back to SMAC Akron. Callaway will play the point this possession for SMAC Akron. Callaway. Into the corner. That shot doesn't fall for Hurst. On the putback opportunity, that doesn't fall. Another rebound on the offensive side. That does go for Fannin. Fannin with 2 makes it 14-7. Up ahead. It's Fusick. Fusick has her angle cut off there. Good job on the part of Bachman to cut off that angle and force Fusick to put up a ill-advised shot as SMAC Akron gets it back. That's Bachman on the drive. Nice layup. Bachman for 2 makes it 16-7. Back up to a 9-point lead here for SMAC Akron. Trapped in the backcourt. That's Wilkinson. And it's going to be a turnover, and back to SMAC Akron this ball comes. It's Callaway. And stolen away. Good defense there by Fusick, and then it's taken right back. Hurst gets it back, and she gives it off to Bachman. Bachman underneath. There's a shot. That doesn't fall. And rebounded by the Net Rippers. This time the Rippers are able to beat the press, and that'll be a foul on Hurst. 4th team foul on SMAC Akron. Up ahead. Rippers steal it right back. And that foul called on Callaway. That'll be the 5th on SMAC Akron. 2:48 to play in the first half. As it's inbounded to Kern. And then SMAC Akron gets it back. Callaway to the other end, and Callaway hits the bleachers pretty hard. Is she okay? Yeah, she is. I'm surprised no foul was called there. It looked to me like there could have been a foul, but I guess everything is okay. And we reset the action here. Shot up and no good for Bachman. Put back, no good, and taken back by the Net Rippers. Back up the floor they come. Shot is up and no good, and substitution forthcoming here for the Net Rippers. That's Castillo. Oh, timeout was called on the floor. And that's with 2:06 to go here in the first half, right here on GBA TV. And back to the action here. Net Rippers find themselves in a 9-point hole. And it's 16-7. They have the ball on offense. Wilkinson. Over comes to Castillo. Back outside to Wilkinson. Wilkinson gives it over on the right wing. That is Fusick. Outside. That shot is up, and that is good. 2-point bucket there. And the score 16-9. On the drive on the other end. That shot is up, and that's no good. And rebounded by the Net Rippers, and then it's taken right back by Hurst. Hurst has it back for SMAC Akron, and then it's intercepted. Taken away. That is Castillo on the steal. Castillo to the other end. Puts it up. That's no good. And then hitting the deck pretty hard there is Fusick. And that foul called on Fannin. That shot is up, and that's no good, and that's rebounded by Hurst. Outlet pass. And out of bounds it goes off of the Net Rippers. It's Callaway. Tries to pass in the paint. It's taken back by the Net Rippers. Stolen away by Wilkinson. And she brings the ball up the floor. And then it's taken away. Stolen away by Hadju. Over to Callaway. Callaway. Baseline pass. That is up and good for Hurst. That makes it 18-9. And that ball knocked out of bounds by SMAC Akron. That's Castillo who inbounds it to Wheeler. Trying to beat the press, and doing so nicely are the Net Rippers. And that shot doesn't fall for them. And there's a scramble for that loose ball, and the battle is won by SMAC Akron, I think. That is the first team foul on the Net Rippers. It's Hadju. Cross-court pass. And they're going to say that she was out of bounds when she received it, so it's going to come back to the Net Rippers. That shot is up. That's no good. And that will be how the first half ends with the score 18-9. SMAC Akron leading the Net Rippers. We'll be back. And back to the action we go with the second half. It's an 8th grade game here between SMAC Akron and the Net Rippers. Jeremy Scott here at courtside alongside Kayla Cazell running the camera. And SMAC Akron will take possession here in the second half. Hurst over to Hadju. Over to Bachman. Callaway to Hurst. That's going to be a 2-point shot for Callaway that doesn't fall. And Net Rippers grab it to the other end. Out of bounds, and losing it out of bounds there is Pickering. And so it comes back to SMAC Akron. That's Callaway. Back over to Bachman. And that shot doesn't fall for her. That's pulled down there by Butterbaugh. And up ahead it comes to Castillo. Over the left wing. That's Pickering. Up top to Wheeler. Wheeler guarded by Callaway. Wheeler over to Butterbaugh. Over to the right and Castillo. That shot's up. That shot doesn't fall. That's pulled down by Hurst. Hurst has it, pushing it up ahead and nearly hitting our equipment here. Not quite, though, is that ball. And that's going to come back to the Net Rippers. They will get this ball back. That ball is up and then it's stolen away. Stolen away by Kirkus. To Hurst. Hurst over to the right corner. That's Hadju. That shot doesn't fall. There to get it, though, is Fannin. And then a loose ball. And this loose ball will favor, this jump ball, I should say, will favor the Net Rippers, since SMAC Akron had it to begin the second half. After this game, in case you're wondering, we will have for you a 6th grade game between Ohio Extreme and the Northwest Hoop Stars. And this one is stolen away by Haidu. Over comes to Bauman. Back outside to Callaway. Fannin. Hurst. Bounce pass over, and the intended receiver, Haidu, not quite able to catch up with it. So it comes back to the Net Rippers, who trail by 9, 18-9. That shot's up. That shot's no good, and that'll be rebounded by Callaway. Up ahead it comes, and then it's stolen away by Castillo. Good defense there, step into the passing lane. Fusick. Wheeler gets it up ahead and underneath the hoop, and that is Castillo who gets fouled, and so Castillo's going to go to the free throw line, and she's going to shoot a pair. First trip, by the way, this whole game for either team. Nope, they're going to say it wasn't a shooting foul, so still no trips to the foul line yet. Inbounds it comes. That is Wheeler. Playing the point, guarded by Haidu. That shot up. That shot is good. That is a 3-point bucket for Butterbaugh, and that makes it 18-12. Haidu. That shot doesn't fall for her. Tracked down by Bachman. Cross-court pass over to Callaway, who almost loses it, able to get it back. Callaway drives the baseline, passes underneath. There's a shot that's up. Count the bucket and the foul. That's Hurst for 2, and she got fouled, so it's 20-12. That shot is up, and that is good for Hurst. And it's stolen away by Haidu. Haidu gets it back. That's a bank shot that's up and good. That's Bachman for 2. 23-12. 11-point lead here for SMAC Akron. Stolen away by SMAC Akron. And on the other end, that's Hurst driving it down, putting it up, and putting it in for two. 25-12 is the score. Timeout called by the Net Rippers with 10:18 to go here in the second half. 13-point advantage for SMAC Akron. We'll be back. Back to the action. 25-12 is the score. SMAC Akron leads the Net Rippers by 13, their largest lead of the game. Net Rippers on offense. That's Castillo bouncing it out. There's a shot that doesn't fall. Rebounded by SMAC Akron and then taken back by Castillo, who puts it up, and that's no good, and she's fouled. And so now we will get our first trip to the foul line for the Net Rippers. Castillo no good on the first shot. As Fusick checks out and Wheeler checks back in. Second shot for Castillo is no good, and that'll be rebounded by Thomas. Up ahead, Callaway puts it up, no good. Chased down by the Net Rippers. And that's going to be a foul on SMAC Akron. As Kern checks in for the Net Rippers and Henny checks in for SMAC Akron. Sitting out for SMAC Akron will be Callaway, and for the Net Rippers it will be Pickering. Inbounded. That's Wheeler. Over to Butterbaugh. Castillo. Over comes to Wilkinson. And it's knocked out of bounds, and it will remain Net Rippers' ball. And that'll be Kern to inbound underneath her hoop. She gets it back. Puts up the shot. Shot doesn't fall. Rebounded by Cortad. Ray. Over to Henny. Into the paint. That is Cortad, and Cortad has that shot partially blocked, and it's the Net Rippers' ball. And the Net Rippers are able to beat the press and get it across the timeline. It's Wheeler. Over to Castillo. Castillo into the lane, puts it up, no good on the bank shot. And the jump ball between Butterbaugh and Thomas. The Net Rippers inbound it. That's Wilkinson. Wilkinson spinning, passing. That's Castillo with a shot. That's going to fall short, and it's rebounded by SMAC Akron. That was Kirkus on the rebound. It's Ray pushing it up ahead and then pulling it out. Over to Cortad in the lane. She's fouled on her way up, and so she will step to the free throw line for two. First shot for Cortad, no good. Back at the line. Second shot doesn't fall for her either, so 0 for 2. That trip to the line for Cortad keeps it at a 13-point advantage, 25-12. Wheeler with a pass, and that's going to be a 3-point attempt that falls short for Kern. It's Ray over to Kirkus, and that shot doesn't fall for her. Pulled down by Castillo. Bounce pass up ahead, and it's going to go out of bounds. Who are they going to say it's off of? They're going to say that it's off of the Net Rippers. Couldn't tell if a SMAC Akron player touched it or not, but apparently one did not. Net Rippers on the press here. That's Ray. And she's not able to beat the press. It's stolen away by Kern. Kern on the interception. Kern with a shot. It's good. 25-14 the score. Up ahead, they beat this press. There's a shot. That one is up, and that is good. And that is Cortad, 27-14. It's back up to a 13-point lead here. And we've got, as you can tell probably in front of the camera, basically a line change. Not even basically. It is a line change happening here for SMAC Akron. 5 in, 5 out. That's Castillo. Gets it into Wilkinson. And that's a foul on SMAC Akron. Their third. Castillo on the inbounds pass, drives it in the lane, puts it up. Nice move by her to put it in for 2. 27-16 the score. That's Hurst on the inbounds to Fannin. Gets it over to Haidu. Left corner, Hurst. No good. Castillo on the rebound to Wheeler. Wheeler gives it up to Castillo. Castillo outside to Wilkinson. Wilkinson back to Pickering, and that's a block. Blocked by Fannin. Up ahead and then stolen back. Stolen back by Castillo. Castillo drives it, passes it. There's a shot. That's no good. Offensive rebound. That doesn't fall. Castillo on another rebound. She gets that one to go, and that's 2 more for Castillo. She's got 7. The score, 27-18. And they're going to say that Callaway on the dribble stepped out of bounds. They got Callaway with a hold there on the inbounds pass, so that's the 4th team foul on SMAC Akron. That's Wheeler, passing it outside. Pickering who ends up with it. Wheeler gets it back. And there's a foul on SMAC Akron. And this will put Wilkinson on the foul line for a 1-and-1. First shot for Wilkinson falls, 27-19 the score. As Butterbaugh checks back in, and taking a seat will be Harmon. Second shot, no good. Offensive rebound though, and that putback attempt doesn't fall, and it's in the hands of SMAC Akron. On the other end, it's Callaway. Back to Hurst. Hurst, bounce pass over to Bachman. Bachman on the drive, puts it up, no good, but they're going to call a foul on the Net Rippers. Bounce pass over to Bachman. Out to Callaway. Back to Bachman. Bachman on the drive, on the shot, no good. And pulled down by Pickering. Out of bounds, Pickering loses it, and it comes back to SMAC Akron. On the shot, that's no good for Bachman. And it's pulled down, it's chased down by Pickering. Pickering on the drive, puts it up, that's no good. And outlet pass to Haidu. Haidu, back on that end, is going to be fouled. That's a foul on Fusick. That shot short for Hurst. And it's Net Rippers' ball. And a foul called on Bachman, the team's 8th. As Castillo checks back in for the Net Rippers. And sitting will be Pickering. And this will be Wilkinson to take this 1-and-1. Wilkinson 1 of 2 on the day from the foul line as Thomas checks back in for SMAC Akron and Bachman sits. Wilkinson's first shot, no good. Pulled down by Thomas.
Watch the screen, Anna! Watch the screen!
And inbounds it comes to Wheeler. Wheeler guarded by Cortad. In the lane it comes, and that's a foul. That's a foul on Callaway. 9th team foul on SMAC Akron. And this will put Kern at the line, her first trip there today. So Kern at the line. Connects on the front end of this 1-and-1, so she gets a bonus. Second shot for Kern, that one's going to be an air ball, so that's going to come back automatically to SMAC Akron. Callaway on the drive. It goes off of Thomas, I do believe. So it will be Net Rippers ball. They trail by 7, and we're at 4:34 to go, so still plenty of time here for the Net Rippers to cut further into this lead for SMAC Akron, which at one point was in double digits. And don't forget, SMAC Akron has 9 team fouls. As on the drive, that is Hurst who gets fouled, and she will go to the free throw line, and she will attempt 2. First shot up, and it is good. Putback opportunity there. That is up, and that is good for Thomas. 29-20. Tenth team foul on SMAC Akron, and that makes it a double bonus situation.
What's the score?
Pickering at the line. No good on her first attempt. She goes back to the line. This shot does not fall for her either. That's Thomas with the outlet. Kirkus. Over to Ray. Long three-pointer. That is good. 32-20. Castillo no good on the shot. That's pulled down by Thomas. To Ray. Ray. Over to Hurst. Hurst spinning. Passing it back outside to Ray. Back up top to Cortad. To Kirkus. To Ray. Ray on the drive. Ray on the shot. Ray good. That shot is up, and that's good for Kern. So she cuts it back to a 12-point lead here, 34-22. And that's Ray. Over it comes to Hurst. And that's a foul on the Net Rippers. Their 6th. Henny checks in. And a couple of substitutions for the Net Rippers. Apparently I missed a foul. Apparently that is the team's 7th, and so that's a 1-and-1 here for Hurst. Front end, no good. And on the jump ball, possession arrow favors SMAC Akron. Inbounds to Ray. Over to Thomas. Thomas on the drive. Thomas on the shot. Thomas no good. And there's another loose ball. This jump ball will mean that the ball is going to go back to the Net Rippers. 2.5 to play here in this one. Short corner shot, that doesn't fall for Wilkinson. Offensive rebound, then it's stolen away by SMAC Akron. Quartet on the rebound. As Cortad at the line for a 1-1 is good on the first. Second shot does not fall. And back come the Net Rippers on offense. Fusick, no good. Rebounded by Castillo. Castillo's fouled, and she'll go to the free throw line. Castillo 0 of 2 from the line so far this half.
Yeah, you're right. 22 to 35.
First shot for Castillo is good. 35 to 23. 1:57 left to play. Second shot is up, and that one's good for Castillo as well. So 2 for 2, that trip to the line for Castillo. It's 35 to 24. Henny. Over to the short corner, that's Cortad. She puts it up, and she puts it in there. And I think people thought that there was a foul on one side or the other, but no such foul called. It's just a 2-point bucket, so 37-24 with a minute and a half to go. On the drive, that's up and knocked out of bounds. Nope, they're going to say that just flat out was a miss by Pickering. But kind of lost control of it, so inbounds it comes. Press here by the Net Rippers. SMAC Akron able to beat it. Up ahead it comes. That's to Bachman. Bachman puts up the shot. That doesn't fall for her. Saved from going out of bounds by Kirkus, but it ends up, well, it originally ended up in the Net Rippers' hands, but then it ended up in the hands of Cortad. She wasn't able to put it back up and in. As Harmon is coming back in for the Rippers. As Fusick, at the line. Connects on her first. Second shot is good. Fusick with 6 points. It's 37-26. Henny up ahead to Callaway. Callaway passes it to the high post. That's Cortad, and Cortad is fouled. And that shot for Cortad is good. Cortad 2 of 5 from the line. And make it 2 of 6. Callaway gets it back, drives it, puts it up. She puts it in there. Callaway has 4 points. It's 40-26. 45 seconds left to play in this second half, as a foul is called. As Wheeler enters the scorebooks with that one. Has a chance to add another point to her total for today. And does. 40-28 the score. Up ahead, that's Bachman. Over to Callaway. Callaway on the shot is fouled. And so Callaway will make her first trip to the line today. And she's good. 41-28 the score. 33 seconds left as Callaway connects on both of those free throws, so it's 42-28 now. Wheeler over to Wilkinson. On the shot, no good. Pulled down by Callaway. Callaway over to Kirkus. The right corner, that's Bachman. Back to Callaway. Net Rippers not fouling here. Still playing defense, though, as evidenced by Wheeler trying to swat it out of Callaway's hands. And that will do it. That will be the end. 42-28, the final. SMAC Akron beats the Net Rippers. And we'll be back with more. Coming up next, we will have for you a 6th grade game. That will be the Ohio Extreme against the Northwest Hoop Stars right here on GBA TV.